So it should be really scary for you all people out there, you quote unquote normal people that don't want to believe in what I'm saying, is how many fucking rapists there are and how many people will participate. Because what I just heard and what I've been hearing all day today, off and on, is some sort of equipment turning on and off that is not anything in here. And that is probably being run from the cabin next door and then being filtered, and that is running the proliferation of gas. As soon as I opened this door to air it out, I was standing outside and I heard it. And it's coming from my unit or the unit right next door. And it's not coming from inside my unit. But I can hear it, and I believe it's coming from the unit next door, which means that that woman that I met helps people to rape women. Sodomize, gang rape, sodomize, helps people to slowly torture and murder animals. That's what that means. They would not do this. They would not have the capability of coming in here last night at whatever time they did and do all this that they did last night without every single person staying out here, knowing about it and being okay with what's happening. So I try to open the door. They just flood. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I've drank a bazillion cups of coffee. I undoubtedly have major heart damage from not the coffee I've drank or the energy drinks I've drank, but because when I do those things, it fights with the anesthetic. And it's the combination of the two that's going to cause the most severe damage. But just anesthesia. Anesthesia causes damage to your heart. Hi, baby. Hi. This is so sick. Like, these are the sweetest dogs. Like, they're just such nice dogs. I'm so fucking sick of these people to do this. And so many of them willing to just destroy these animals. And they could do this without destroying them. They could do this without poisoning them. You know why they do that? Number one, because they're sick. They like to see suffering. It empowers them to kill and make things suffer. That. But this is the kind of shit that feeds their soul. Every single person staying here right now. So why would that woman over there be helping them? Who the fuck are these people? You see how that light is so blurry? Like it causes that around it? That's the gas. That's the fucking gas. It may be like you can't really see it per se, but you can. When it becomes so dense and prolific and foggy and those things flying around, that's definitely that shit that gets into your eyes, nose, lungs. That's what's flown into my dog's noses and causes immediate burning and blood. I've been videotaping this shit since Hawaii. That shit flying around with velocity. That shouldn't be happening. There's no wind going on. I don't have anything running in here. It's not incredibly windy outside. And yeah, there's always shit floating around in air, but not with that velocity. Not with that. So it doesn't matter if I can stay awake till 7 o'clock in the morning, till it's light outside. Yeah, it makes it a bummer for them. It makes it a little bit harder for them. There's more eyes around that aren't rapists. But because they have every single person out here in this area, in these cabins, it won't stop it from happening. And I'll hopefully just be able to keep opening the door and airing it out, and then they'll fill it back up, and then I'll air it out, and then they'll fill it back up, and then I'll air it out, and so on and so forth. But yeah, this is us. It's getting so, it's landing on my hair, on my skin. It's causing burning on my scalp. And that's another reason I know she went to town on my hair, not just because I can feel less hair, but because I actually washed it. And when you see it fall out like that, that's from her cutting it. But it's because it was all yucky and like dirty, and I washed it last night. And it should be all nice, soft, and clean. But it's because she got her little grubby, nasty, disgusting, demon, fucking trashy, fucking rapist hands on it. So, but here we are. Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. In the cabins. Every single person staying in these other cabins at this time period that I'm here is a participant. That would be my ventured guess. Because I just don't see it happening any other way. Otherwise, they would have seen something last night. They would have called the police, because there would have been people pulling up in order to rape me. And I woke up to no police whatsoever. The moment I wake up and I'm surrounded by police officers and there's people being arrested, then I'll know there's actually a good human being nearby. But until that moment, I don't think that's possible. So that should be the scary part, is the fact that they're using anesthesia, something that no one seems to be able to wrap their head around, and it doesn't seem that complicated to me. And the scary part of how many fucking people want to participate in something like this, want to cause this for my animals, want to help to have me gang raped and sodomized and tortured. That should scare you. Whew. It's very thick in here. It's horrible. It's the weirdest feeling, and I know I've seen my dogs feeling the same way. It's like you have to breathe in because you have to breathe to live, but you don't want to breathe because there's this hesitancy of like, you know what's in the air and you don't want to breathe it in. Makes me think of all those people that died in the gas chambers in Auschwitz and all the other gas chambers they had. I don't really know my history that well, but how they were locked in a room and gassed, and how they were sitting in there and the gas was in there and coming in, and they're not wanting to breathe, and then at some point just having to, because the human body has to have oxygen, and your desire to live is going to make you want to breathe, and then you breathe, and all you do is breathe in this shit. Only Hitler knew about the use of anesthesia. Probably would have won World War II. This could have very big impact on very big, big time evil people in the world. Not these little, small, little criminals who think they're big time. And they're big time in their heads because they traffic women and children and drugs. But they're not Putin. But think about if Putin had the ability and the knowledge, the use of anesthesia. Government buildings, the President of the United States. I mean, there's just never-ending possibilities. So, we know how much Putin loves to use chemical weapons and how much he likes to poison things. Wouldn't he just love the shit out of this?